Join us today as we go back in time to ancient Greece. Not those pussy Spartans. We do it live and direct from the new time machine. Get ready.
All right, let's do it. That was pretty epic. I like it.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
Sound speeds.
The Natural Habitat Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Natural Habitat motherfucking podcast.
Yeah, man.
My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Greekidus Speakidus.
And we are here on a very special episode of Throwback Thursday. Now, we recently got new executives, new bosses. Greg and Craig left, Rod and Todd came in, and with them they brought a new time machine. Now, this time machine has a lot further of a reach than the other one, and it's been sending us back in time a little too far on accident. Recently, we went we went to the medieval times last week, and before that, what was it? It was like we went to the Wild West or some shit, the American frontier. So we decided for a first today, instead of us trying to go back to the 70s and getting fucked over, we're just gonna plan on going all the way back. And today it's gonna be ancient Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully.
I mean, like, we'll see.
We could end up going way too far back and over, because it seems like the classic thing is it's an overshooting problem that it has.
Yeah, typical male problem.
Ooh, is this that kind of show?
Dr. Spiel over here.
Mm-hmm. So first of all, I would like to say, happy St. Patrick's Day to all the people that are waking up from their St. Patrick's Day drinking binge. I know that people go hard, and it's been a solid week. All right, so I think that. Wait, is today St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, so you're fucking up.
Is it? Am I fucking up?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not worried about that because we're going back in time.
Well, I would like to say happy St. Patrick's Day or happy St. Patrick's Day last week. I'm not sure when this is going to come out anymore. I'm lost in podcast time.
Yeah.
But at the time that we're recording this, St. Patrick's Day has not been invented.
Yeah. We're before all that.
Mm-hmm. So, I'd say that we get into a smoke sesh right now in the present before we take our trip. You know what I mean? Just so we could be high as we go, so we're not freaking out. And I think that's the key. It's just to be calm. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, I got some authentic Greek music.
Well, here, I got something queued up if you want to save that for when we're in the time, so that I'm not playing this future music and, attracting a bunch of people and shit.
All right.
All right. Well, everybody out there, feel free to light up and smoke with us. Flick your bics, snap your pics, and hashtag them NHP ass sesh.
We want to give a special shout out to Baby Bash today for his marijuana cigarettes. Because Mikey got some and he looks high as shit.
Yeah, he's doing it right.
What are they called?
Let's see. These are California's finest OG Kush Indica marijuana cigarettes. Now, these are made by Baby Bash or in his from his grow house. And from what I've heard, he's like really hands-on with all the shit that he grows, and he doesn't just let people grow it and then he puts his name on it and makes a bunch of money. He said that his name's on it, so he like personally inspects his product, makes sure everything's good. And this is like, they're doing it following the new standards of California medical marijuana, to where everything is tracked, everything is like organic, and they know where everything's coming from. It's not just from some random guy that sold them pounds and then they rolled them into cigarettes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I smoked that shit, and it got me very, very high. My eyes were almost closed, and I need to take some of those with me to work and smoke on them tonight, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah,
we're
man.
not condoning the use of marijuana at your job place.
I am. Well, it all depends on your job place, I guess. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, like, no.
I work at a podcast, so
We're giving people too much credit.
Yeah.
Not everybody can function.
yeah, you're right.
Working, doing shit like that.
Use use your own discretion.
And use
know.
the code NHP for whatever you're doing, wherever you're doing it.
Yeah, wherever you are, use the code NHP, and if it doesn't work, then fucking contact customer service of that website and be
Tell 'em,
extremely
what the
upset.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give them a big old hate mail, a bad Yelp review, and make sure that you send them the link to naturalhabitatpodcast.com.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's how we do business around here. It's bad. We're just like, yeah, just go ahead and demand places to work with us because they won't answer our emails.
Hey. If
I
they
emailed eBay at least 1,000 times about a sponsorship, and they said, we're not interested. We don't work with podcasts. And I'm like, come on, man. We want to be the first ones to work with eBay. Like, why can we not do this? And they're not budging. So I'm waiting for old man eBay to die. And his daughter's going to take over. And I'm just going to toss her some dick and convince her to do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Old girl wants it.
Mhm.
I heard it.
I heard it too.
I seen it.
I heard it through the grapevine. On
All right.
eBay.
Rod and Todd are banging on the window. They said it's time to go.
All right, cool. Let's hop in this time machine and get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna have you like make sure that I do this right, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna do, what are we doing? We're gonna do like 750 BC. How's that sound?
Hold on, let me check.
Oh, I hope it sounds okay.
Pat Sajak.
750 BC.
That's Jack.
Man, I
Whoa.
guess they didn't fix that.
Yeah, that thing sounds beat down.
Yeah. All right, open the door. What's it smell like? What's that smell like?
Smells like poop.
I think we made it. I'm looking around and I think we made it. I see marble statues, lots of pillars. I see people in white robes and tunics, if you will.
And poop.
And I see lots of poop. There's poop everywhere. People just pooping, and it's
I
just
see
rolling.
all kinds of poop covered rocks along the road.
And poop covered clay.
Yeah.
Little clay butt plugs covered in poop.
Yeah. Little clay smiley faces everywhere.
I don't know if anybody's getting these references.
Yeah,
People here in Greece are. Hello.
Yeah. Hey.
We usually don't talk to the people when we come here, but you know, sometimes it happens. We ran into that cowboy on the frontier.
Yeah.
I forget his name already.
We saw those creepy fucks in the medieval times. They were singing and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that was scary.
So
One of us saw a dragon. I'm not gonna say who.
yeah, I may or may not have seen a dragon. It happens.
Huh.
But yeah, man. I think that this time was interesting. It spawned a lot of shit. There was a lot of creative thinking and just the story of the Olympian gods. Like fucking that enough. Like, you know, ancient Greek gods. How there was a god for everything. and they were all like ancestrally related. And
I think it definitely would have been a trip to live back then for sure. I mean, like, I don't know, it's crazy. Walking everywhere. I mean, like, they were they had like a lot of advancements, right? Like their water systems, how they would like run their water places, and their roads were like semi decent for like one of the first times ever, and they had like decent things. You know what I mean? But fuck, people were so dirty. And, you know, I couldn't handle it. I mean, like, maybe if we lived back then, we probably wouldn't have known the difference. But trying to go back to any time like that now is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what the fuck? People did not take care of themselves.
And just the shitty pants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shitty pants everywhere. Shitty fucking everything. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we just now got nice pants as a people, like as a human race.
Yeah.
We just now upgraded to clean pants.
In the last 100 years.
Yeah, in the last 100 years. And before that, it was just shit pants. Just covered in shit. And you know how you would wash your clothes? You would walk through a river.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you do.
Beat them on a rock.
Yeah. But, you know, another thing about ancient Greece is that it was like the first, like say no to Prop 8, you know what I mean? Like the first, like in your face, like gay, straight, bisexual, none of that shit mattered in Greece. Like, you would have sex with whoever you wanted to have sex with because sex felt good and you liked a certain person. Like there was bathhouses where dudes would just constantly be just choking on cocks all the time. And it wasn't like a stigma how it is now to be gay. And then like, or how it was maybe 5 or 10 years ago to be gay. Now it's cool as shit to be gay. If you're not gay, you're like not part of the club.
Yeah.
And, you know, you like get all these packages and like shit in the mail for being gay now. And like you get to go to college for free. And it's like, back then it was just like a crazy time because these guys were like manly men, warriors, started the Olympics, fucking Spartans. You know, they were like running around all over the place like,
This is Sparta!
And they were also like in their downtime, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's hardcore.
There's no big deal. So
super hardcore gay porn hard.
Yeah, they're like, what, you think this is gay? Huh?
Yeah.
Think this is gay? That look gay to you?
Yeah, it's so funny.
But
so funny, but real though, you know. And people were batshit crazy, you know, like fucking the foreseers and the future tellers or whatever, you know. They were hippies that hung out in caves that fucking inhaled fucking cave gas and shit, methane and fucking sulfur and everything, and just like would see visions. Yeah, you're gonna see some shit, all right. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be fucked up. You know, and everything was very crude, but everything was kind of, you know, smart. They were trying to at least have reasons or explanations for things that they couldn't explain. If they couldn't explain it, they made up some shit, you know, that was like a half truth or something on the way to like, you know, what the actual thing was, whatever it was, you know, like their explanations for things were crazy, you know what I mean? Like the different gods were different gods that were responsible for different things.
Yeah.
You know, like Zeus was responsible for like lightning, and then like he was like the god of everything, or like, you know what I mean? Like there, and like all these other ones, like there's one that was the god of water, that was in charge of the oceans and the waves, that was Poseidon or whatever, you know, there's all these things, like, you know what I mean? So they were trying to like make up excuses or like make up reasons for why things did things to like give themselves a calmness, to like put their mind at ease so everything's explainable, you know what I mean? Because when things aren't explainable, then you're in a fucking scary spot.
Yep.
And you're tripping and you're like, what the fuck is going on? You're scared for your life, you know what I mean? Like, people are a fickle, timid creature until we know we're in charge. You know what I mean? We're scared of everything.
Yeah, we like to have it. We like to have everything in the hands of a higher power. And what's not, I mean, it's even better if there's fucking 12 higher powers. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I think it's just like the ultimate illusion of control for people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it really boils down to. It's like people just have an inherent need to feel in control of a situation. That way that, you know, they feel important or like feel like they can handle it or whatever, you know, because to not feel in control is crazy. To let go, to be fucking submissive to things, you know what I mean? Just to be like, oh yeah, whatever, you know, whatever happens, you know what I mean? It's a scary thing. It's like, you never know what could happen, and it allows your mind to like kind of play tricks on you or whatever. And I'm sure in those kind of times when nothing was explainable, when you didn't know where lightning comes from or why, you didn't know why the storms hit, you didn't know why earthquakes happen, you didn't know why like any of these things, you didn't even know if the earth was round. You know what I'm saying? Like things were crazy. So it's like you had to just have faith in whatever stories you could, because it like allowed you to fucking have a grasp on reality.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Fuck yeah, that's a trip, man. You trip me out. That's what
Joe
people
Rogan shit.
That's what people come here for, is to just get high and just get tripped out on shit like that.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, motherfucker.
I was reading up about all these Greek gods and Greek mythology, and a lot of them are like, so Zeus is the father of everyone, of all the gods.
Yeah.
And except for Hera, who is Zeus's wife and also Zeus's sister. And then there's like a bunch of like, Zeus has kids with a bunch of people, and then he has kids with his kids, and it's like all weird like ancestral gods, except for one, Aphrodite. There is an account of her birth that it goes back to when there's a time when this guy Cronus castrated another guy named Uranus and tossed his severed genitals into the ocean. And Aphrodite then arose from the foam in a giant scallop and walked to shore in Cyprus. So she was birthed out of this guy's genitals that were thrown into the ocean. And she's like the goddess of love and desire. So that's like a crazy ass origin story. And she was like, no. Nobody has to bang their sister for me to come about. Just cut some guy's dick and balls off and throw them in the ocean, and I'll materialize myself.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a crazy ass origin story, man. She has the dopest one out of everyone.
Yeah, she has that crazy story, and then she comes to be like the biggest freak of all time.
Yep.
Everybody has to fall in love with her. I mean, like, imagine what you had to be like for every man to fall in love with you.
Yeah.
What would be the equivalent today? You know what I mean? Like, what is one girl today that every dude on earth, gay or straight, would have some type of affinity for? Who would that be?
It's like, I don't even think that there is one currently. You know what I mean? I think that there's been girls like that, but like right now, the way that entertainment is and the way that like the focal point has shifted to like the dumb and, you know, like ridiculous stuff that people do, and all of these people are kind of loved because they're hated. A lot of celebrities nowadays, you know what I mean? And then there's, you know, you're like Megan Fox, that like is super hot and beautiful, but there's also a large group of people that hate Megan Fox and can't stand her face. So it's like, you know, universally loved. I don't know, man. I'd say that there probably hasn't been a woman like that since like the 70s or the 80s. What would you say?
I don't know.
I would say probably like the closest thing that came to that is like Princess Diana. Everybody loved Princess Diana.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like nobody spoke ill of her. Everybody loved her. Everybody thought she was beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's like, and even now with the new princess, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of people that hate on her and shit. You know what I mean? Because that's just
she's American or something.
Yeah, and we're in the world, the era of internet trolls, and no matter what you do, there's gonna be a giant voice of people against you.
Yeah, their haters are gonna hate, but whatever.
Yep.
It's always been a thing. That's never gonna stop.
But yeah, man, that's some power to have every man and woman in the world.
Yeah, I think you're right. Princess Diana was probably the one.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, like, for sure.
Yes.
Honestly.
So
There is no other one.
there was a lot of shit that I found that came out of ancient Greece. A lot of things were invented in the time. Just like, I'll just rattle off a few of these. The anchor, the alarm clock, automatic doors, catapult, cement, central heating, clock tower, coin money, crane, crossbow, lighthouse. These are in alphabetical order. Maps, an odometer, plumbing, sinks, showers. So they like came up with all kinds of shit that everybody uses today. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like the whole pulley system, we were reading this thing about this lady that was a mathematician, engineer, teacher, scientist. She wrote 13 books, and she created like this giant automated play. Like, think like a theme park, or like fucking like the Banjo Jamboree thing from a Goofy movie. You remember that?
Yeah.
And I think I reference a Goofy movie a lot on the show.
You do?
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know why.
That's crazy.
I haven't seen it forever.
Something like that. Yeah. Something like that has that big of an impact.
It does, though.
Kid.
But yeah, they have a whole what is it? Anatromic?
Something like that.
Is that the word I'm looking for? They have this whole automated fucking thing, and she made it with sand as timers, and then weights and ropes and pulleys, and it had dolphins leaping, nymphs dancing, ships sailed through, and puppet-sized figures entered and exited the stage just with one switch, and then no human intervention was involved. So she could just sit back and watch the show.
You know what I do think about, though, constantly, like, about ancient times or about any other times in history? It's like I wonder what the girls look like, you know, because every generation the girls change. Every fucking, you know, certain amount of time people change in general.
Yeah.
Looks change, you know what I mean? And like what people look for as like the ideal look, you know, always changes also. So like I always wonder, like, you know, like I'm from a male's point of view, I always wonder obviously like what the girls look like. Like I wonder if they were fucking dimes or not, you know what I mean? Like I wish that there was a way we could go back. I wish there was a way that fucking there was a fucking picture
Okay,
or like.
Are you forgetting that we're here right now? We came back in a time machine. So
I know,
it's like,
but we
look
never
around,
like really
man.
see anybody. We were always like in a fucking field.
Let's go. Here, look.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're always like stuck in a field somewhere.
Here, look. I see. I see like this square over here, this little garden. There's like a band playing. Let's go over there and check it out. And we could see if we could find some girls to smoke out. Don't tell my girlfriend. I guess if it happened, you know, over 2,000 years ago, then we weren't together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all good. Right? It's like different area codes type of thing.
Yeah, you got it. All right, let's go do it. No, keep playing, guys. It's fine. We're here to watch. We just came here to watch your squat.
Wrong time period.
You're right. Look, that girl's not bad looking. That one's a guy.
Whoa. I can almost understand what they're saying.
I know what they're saying.
They're saying, yeah, man, smoke that shit.
What they're saying is John sings for himself, and he is glad, and everyone around him is glad.
It's a good thing I got my beard. I blend in. That was deep.
Yeah, let's get out of here. So, that lady singing wasn't too bad looking. I mean, everybody kind of looks like Alanis Morissette.
I think that we're having we have the time travel effect going though. You know what I mean? Like usually, when we get somewhere, their face looks like a painting or like a fucking, like it never really it's always kind of blurry.
Yeah.
Never really defined. It's like the time travel effect.
But for the most part, she looks all right.
Yeah, and I guess in like a Picasso sort of way.
Yeah. And it's like mixed up features.
Yeah.
And how she has that tit on her head.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know people were like that back now.
Yeah.
Back now.
That was authentic right there. It's as authentic as you're going to get.
Mm-hmm. So, I actually, I know that in the ancient Greek times that men were known for their beards, and it was a sign of manhood. And that's when beard trimming actually became a thing. And people would shape their beards. And, I mean, you think about like a movie from this time, everybody has like perfect, like rounded Rick Ross beards. You know what I mean? The fake Rick Ross, not the real one.
Yeah, what's his name?
Rick Ross.
No.
Who, the fake one?
Name. Yeah.
I don't know. What's his name?
Oh no, it's like Robert or something.
Yeah, Robert Ross.
No.
He used to work at Ross, and that's how he got the name. And people think that he stole it from Freeway Rick Ross, but he actually, was a guy named Richard that worked at Ross as loss prevention. And as a joke, they called it Ross prevention. And that's their joke, not mine. So if it's not funny, it doesn't matter. And that's how he got the name. That's what I heard, at least.
Yeah.
On a documentary.
Something like that.
By Cat Williams.
Cat Williams.
Yeah, dude, but beards. It's funny that beards were a sign of manhood. And when you got a beard, that meant that you were transitioning from a boy into a man. Well, think about some people can't even grow a full beard until they're almost 30.
Yeah, they probably got teased or fucked.
Yeah, so it's like, so it's like, they were making the kids join the military at age 7, but they didn't learn how to read or write until they were 14, and military service lasted until you were 60. So from 7 years old till 60 years old, you were in the military, but you weren't a man until you could grow a beard, even though you already knew how to fight and had probably already killed somebody. You still ain't got that beard, boy. They were fucking rednecks. You still ain't got that beard, boy. This is grease. This is Sparta there, boy.
Come here, let me feel your face.
Damn. See? That's savage. And what are you going to do? Nothing. You ain't gonna do shit. Because that guy's got a beard. And
you're gonna fucking invoke the soul of Hercules. Yep. Or you're gonna get beat down.
Yeah, if you even try to do anything, that dude's gonna look at you with a fire in his eyes, and he's gonna be like, "This is Sparta!" and fucking kick the shit out of you. And it's not gonna be like in the movie where he kicks you in the chest and you fly away. He's gonna whip kick you in the face, and your jaw's gonna break.
Yep.
Yeah. So you ain't
gonna
do shit. You better grow that beard. You better get some Miracle Grow or some fucking Rogaine.
Yep.
And rub that shit on your face.
Yep.
I wonder if that works.
Probably not.
Probably not. There was another thing that we read about called the Brazen Bull.
Oh yeah, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, that's some savage shit. And that shows
I remember this in school. I remember learning about this in school as a kid, and I missed that type of shit. Right. By the way, I really missed all of that type of shit, like the basic learning about the ancient Greeks, and then fucking all the periods, you know what I mean? Going through all the periods of time was fucking awesome for me. I really liked that about school. That was one of my favorite subjects. I always did well in history and stuff like that, so it was cool.
Yeah, I think history's dope, and I think we both like it, and that's why we can do podcasts about anything, and we're going way back in time and talking about fucking historical moments. which shows a lot. You know what I mean? That shit's interesting as fuck. I'm all about it.
Hey, I think that there's a young scholar around that wanted to speak to us.
Oh yeah, we have someone from the Times that Rod and Todd actually they came back and they set this up for us, and they have a guy that's going to tell us about things that happened back here. I think that he is also a time traveler, and he's been bouncing around back and forth, and we just happened to meet up in the same space time. So
he's a young squire from what some important family. I don't know, something like that. His name was Assicus Pussicus, something like that. I don't know, something like that.
And he doesn't have a beard, I noticed.
Yeah.
So so let's talk to him. Hey, Assicus Pussicus. If you could just tell us some things that we might not know about this time.
Are you there?
Hello, Assicus?
Did you know that in ancient Greek mythology, redheads were thought to turn into vampires when they died?
What?
Wow. Okay. First of all, I appreciate that you thanked us for being on the show and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
He doesn't have time.
And said hello.
I think he could get in trouble for talking to us.
All right. Oh yeah, we could like rip space time, right?
Yeah, and we're weirdos to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, Assicus, I'm sorry. That is actually very interesting. I wonder how the red hair gene carried on.
Yeah, cool fact. Bro.
Yeah. What else do you know?
That some Greeks wouldn't eat beans because they thought they contained the souls of the dead.
Whoa, really? That's crazy. I still don't eat beans. For that reason. I know that I acted like I didn't know that fact, but I actually do, and that was very confusing. So don't bring me beans. What else? What else happened?
An ancient Greek belief I wish was true is that wearing amethyst would prevent someone from getting drunk. And the drink of choice in ancient Greece? Beer, honey mead, and diluted wine. It was actually 1 part wine and 3 parts water.
That is some bitch shit.
Yeah, 3 parts water?
Well, I mean, like, I get it. Maybe they were just like, they had to put the alcohol in it to sterilize it, and they wanted to like be hydrated and not drunk all the time. So that makes sense, like. Yeah, that's really what beer and everything was for, anyways.
And you got to stretch that shit. You know what I mean? You can't have it last forever.
Yeah, you got to cut the cake. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And Assicus, you sound like you might be somewhat of an alcoholic or rapist. Because I don't know why you would want to not get drunk while you're drinking. It doesn't make any sense. You drink to get drunk. Do you have any other
Greek
facts?
society did have a police force for when the drunks got out of hand, but ironically, it was mostly made up of slaves. And barely above the slaves were the prostitutes, which were made up of women and young men who were known to wear sandals with nails in the soles that would read out "Follow me" in the dirt as they walked away.
They would read out "Follow me." Like, would the nails actually spell "Follow me"?
Yeah.
And then it would like say it in the dirt?
Yeah.
Man, that's some heavy shit.
Yeah, that's some awesome shit. That's good advertising right there.
Yeah, that's sneaky.
Why don't we do that anymore? You know what I'm saying? Hey, host.
Yeah. Step your game
follow
up.
me sign?
Yeah, it's because they wear heels now and there's less of a flat.
There is one. I was wrong. There is one. It's called Facebook and Instagram and fucking Twitter and all that shit, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Right? Follow me.
Yep.
Follow me. Okay.
Now that's some ingenious advertising.
Hey.
Women's makeup at the time was equally creative and included, among other things, a cheek blush made of seeds and crushed berries. They had their own weird uses for things that we'd consider only food today also. They believed asparagus had medicinal properties that would help relieve toothaches and prevent bee stings.
Huh.
Hey, that's kind of like weed.
Kind of like weed. Yeah, I think they might have been talking about weed and it got lost in translation.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
I think asparagus is code for weed.
Yeah, that happens a lot. That's why they made a movie, Lost in Translation. What else?
And they were the first to grow carrots, which were also used for medicinal purposes.
Whoa.
Which is a little strange, but wait until you hear about what they did with their urine.
Ooh.
It sounds gross, but the Greeks knew then what we know now, that urine has no bacteria in it, so in its own way, it's actually really clean. The ancient Greeks used urine for everything from teeth whitener to mouthwash, for cleaning clothes, and for treatment of wounds.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, see, I think somebody was getting gamed up.
Yeah.
Right?
You're
like,
trying
come here,
to...
boy, I'm going to clean your teeth.
You're trying to tell me, assicus, pussicus, that motherfuckers are just peeing in their mouth and fucking whitening their teeth with that shit? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone was playing a trick on someone. They taught people wrong on purpose as a joke.
They didn't have as creative a use for their poop, but they also didn't have toilet paper. So their solution, wipe with a stone and a piece of clay.
Hold up. Hold up. No motherfucking way. You see, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. This is the reason why I probably couldn't have lived back then. You know what I'm saying? I need a shower. I need to be clean. Yep. I need a motherfucking everything. I'm not wiping my ass with clay, dude. I'm not doing it. You bet. Well, the rocks might have made sense. Now check it out. A smooth rock. You know what I mean? Like a super smooth rock. That might be all right. You know
it's better than nothing.
Maybe. If it's like round and smooth and like polished.
But you're trying to tell me
polished.
You're trying to tell me they didn't have any foliage back then at all?
Fuck, they had the burning bush.
I ain't
wasting my weed wiping my ass on it either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true. And they used all the leaves for
whatever
everything.
they had.
Yeah, I guess you got to use everything.
Yeah,
you got to wipe your fucking ass on rocks and clay, man. What are you gonna do?
All right, so rocks and clay.
Rocks and clay. What else you got?
Too bad. Definitely better than the Romans, whose strategy was use a stick with a sponge on the end of it, which is a good idea, except for the fact that they shared it with others and reused it frequently.
No. That's not good. You can't just smear shit on your ass. That's not cleaning it.
Yeah, that's fucking moving right along.
Now, most of you know the first Olympic Games took place in Greece. The year, 776 BC, and there was one event, 200-meter sprint. It was called the Stade.
Hey, that was like 25 years ago, where we are.
Yeah.
That's dope.
25 years in the future from where we are.
No, because we're in BC, so we're starting to count backwards. So, if the first Olympic event was in 776... and if we're in 750, then that means it was 26 years ago.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to think of it like negative numbers on that timeline.
Maybe you probably know that the athletes were naked. But what you probably didn't know is that the common regular men of ancient Greece also exercised in public naked. And in Sparta, even the women exercised in the nude. Now that's sexual equality.
That was a perp joke.
Yeah, but I wonder how hot they were. He didn't say it.
Yeah, probably not that hot, dude.
He doesn't want to tell us.
They were. I mean, look, if you hadn't, in that time, they were all hot to them. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
You know?
But in Athens, girls were not allowed to exercise because the Athenians thought it was inappropriate.
Yeah, that's
the women generally stayed at home, took care of the kids, well, when they weren't at school. And in Greece, the teachers were paid higher wages than the skilled craftsmen, and they even received gifts from the citizens. The highest paid teachers, want to take a guess? The music teachers.
Nice. That's right, bitches.
Yeah, that's dope. I know that they were like really focused on music and the arts and shit, and I think that that's good. I think that we should take a lesson from that and try to teach all of our kids and nieces and nephews and shit to be creative. You know what I mean?
And I think that they had it right by making the teachers be like one of the most important jobs because...
Yeah, now teachers are underpaid.
Yeah,
and don't get paid shit.
For sure.
So they don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
So many teachers are just like, yeah, whatever.
It's a fucked up time for sure.
Yep.
And what did you do when you wanted to start a family in ancient Greece, you ask? Well, you threw an apple, of course. In ancient Greece, throwing an apple to a girl, to her, not at her, was a traditional proposal of marriage. If she caught it, it meant she accepted. Oh, that could get interesting these days. Well, if you're looking for more ancient wedding traditions, ancient Roman superstitions, or other facts topics...
So, I'm gonna throw a fucking apple at a bitch.
Yep.
And if they don't get it, it's their loss.
What if she wants to marry you, but she doesn't catch it? Like, it falls out of her hand. Then you're like, sorry, bitch, I can't marry you by tradition.
Yeah. You dropped my apple, girl.
You dropped my... how dare you disrespect... Disgrace.
Disrespect.
How dare you disrespect...
Hold on.
Disgrace my apple. We'll cut that out. Let me back it up. All right. Cut out, edit, clip. How dare you disgrace my apple?
That's funny.
Yeah, man. That's what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? She doesn't catch it. She doesn't catch it.
Yeah. That's some funny shit too. Like that's some trickster shit, you know, because it's like it's instinct or a fucking reaction.
You just come around a corner and you're like, oh.
Yeah, you come around the corner and you just toss the apple. It's like hot potato. You know what I mean? Like somebody's going, hey, what?
Yep.
I want it.
She catches it and she's like, shit. All right, let's do this.
All right.
You better.
I guess I'll die having your children.
Yep.
Shit was fucked up, right?
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
that was the thing too, you know, like nothing was ever guaranteed in a time like that. Nothing. You couldn't guarantee that you would live through a fucking childbirth. You couldn't guarantee that you would fucking live to your 30s because you were unhygienic, you know? You couldn't guarantee anything. You get bit by a fucking bug or a mosquito, a spider, a fucking snake, anything. You're done, son. There's no penicillin. There's no nothing.
Yep.
You ain't got no hope, no help, no nothing. It's like, it's a miracle anybody ever lived.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like, how did anybody ever live? You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers had to work to build their own shit, to grow their own food, to fucking do everything in life, cut their own meat, do everything, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? How? How did you live through all that? How the fuck did you live through
That's crazy. It was truly like survival of the fittest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. There was no fucking I'll do it for you shit.
Yeah.
There's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a motherfucker back then. And there was like no hope or no help. You know what I mean? It's like a fucking cold would kill you.
Yeah.
You can't even get a cold, motherfucker. You got to be in the house by a certain time. You know what I'm saying? You got to do all your work at the butt crack of dawn and like be back home before it gets dark. You can't get cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't be out in the snow. You can't be doing shit, dude. You can't be fucking, you know? Holy shit, Jay.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy to think about.
Even up to a fucking 100 years ago or 150 years ago, you know what I mean? Like 150 years ago, shit was fucking that crazy still. Shit was still that crazy, you know? It's like BC or fucking way after, it don't matter. It's fucked. It was fucked. That's supposedly how the dinosaurs died too. They said that by the time the comet hit, most of the dinosaurs were dead or extinct already because fucking of disease from infection from fucking bugs and shit, from like mosquitoes and shit.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and the land bridge fucking killed all the dinosaurs. You know what I mean? That's what happened.
Yeah, and now with and that's why our population has jumped so much like in the past 50 years is because of modern medicine.
Yeah.
And because of, you know, all of these different, you know, like all these different systems of like welfare and social security and keeping people like alive and keeping people well, because there was a time where if you didn't have a job and you didn't save up money, then you would be fucked and you wouldn't have a house and then you would eventually die because of the elements and you couldn't afford to go see a doctor. And that was like in its own form, a population control, survival of the fittest. And I'm not saying that old people shouldn't be taken care of. Not what I'm saying. But like, there's a certain point to where we're like keeping everyone alive and it's using up all of our resources where it used to naturally take care of itself. You know what I mean?
Well, the responsible
back
thing is like that's what everybody questions. That's a philosophical thing for another time. But I mean, like I'm saying, like that's where everybody comes off saying like, oh, you could only have so many amount of kids.
Yeah,
that's the only way to control it.
Yeah,
you can have,
it is.
You can have 2 kids. You can have a male and a female. You can have 2 tries. That's all you get.
Yeah.
You better hope for the best.
And then people are all like, oh, it's fucking China, fucking blah, blah, blah.
Well, they would have to be like, you know what I'm saying? It would be like everybody has a universal law they have to follow, or the world would be overpopulated. You know, that would be like only way to, you know, to control it. But anyways, in the ancient Greek time, you know, you probably didn't even want to have more than 2 kids.
No,
it's such a risk. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy.
What's funny is that you'd probably have 6 kids and then only 2 of them would make it past the year old.
Yeah.
And you would be like, all right, we got these 2 left. Let's keep them healthy, keep them fed.
Yeah, and then the fucking government takes one of them.
Yep, and then fucking it puts him into battle.
Yeah, and then you could send one off to be a philosopher.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, if he doesn't turn into a fucking...
Boy, I tell you what, if I lived, like, always thinking about it, even in school as a young kid, like, even in the beginning of learning about this type of stuff in school, I always pictured or envisioned myself as probably being one of the philosophers that would go out on the journeys to learn shit, you know? I always thought that would have been I never seen an interest in wanting to be a soldier or anything like that. I never had an interest in, like, being a fucking, like, a king that ran shit or anything like that, you know? Like, none of those seemed like the fun thing to do. Like, the most fun thing to do just seemed like to be the scholar, to go fucking... They're the ones who got to travel everywhere. They're the ones who got to fucking just go and learn music and poetry and fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, all the cool things about being human, you know what I mean? Like, all the life experiences and, like, the fucking, the dramas and, like, the different, like, the plays and, like, all the things, you know what I'm saying? That come along with it, that were just, like, part of being the scholars back then. That they were just on a, like, a universal quest for knowledge and to share things with the people, and, like, the, you know what I mean? Like, the smart ones would write these fucking epics and fucking, you know what I mean? And that just, like, that always seemed like the thing that would get my imagination going more than anything else, you know? It was like had such a profound effect even as a kid. Yeah. It was ridiculous, dude. It's like, for sure I could imagine if I had to live in that time, that's what I would have done. You know, that's what I would have been like.
Yeah. I totally agree. That'd be super dope.
Yeah, because, like, life would have been worth it, you know? Getting to just go trip on, like, why everything is why it is, and fucking experiencing everything without having fucking any knowledge, you know? Just like, psh.
Yeah.
Why does the sun set? Why does fucking anything do anything? Why is there shooting stars? Why is there fucking... All the shit that we know now, nobody would have a clue. It would have been such wonder.
You know what's cool is that, you know, you say that you wanted to do that when you were a kid, when you thought about it, when you look back at the time, but luckily you're doing that now. I mean, with hosting a podcast and being a musician and a lyricist and writing your own lyrics, you have all of this, like, your life is full of experiencing new things and not having knowledge about it, but still dipping your toe in and being like, what's this all about? And, like, we explore new shit all the time. And, I mean, that's pretty much what we do. We talk to people all around the world. We fucking bring up shit that, you know, comes to mind that some people might not talk about or might not think of. And we kind of just bullshit through stuff and somehow have gotten a lot of great conversations out of it. So you're living that life already, my friend.
I know, it's crazy, right? That's a good way to look at it, for
it's
sure.
A trip.
Yeah, it is a trip, I guess. Yeah. I mean, like, here we are fucking 2,000 years later. And we are doing the same things.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, man. We're doing it on a better way now. We're the philosophers that get to fucking spread that to the entire population like never before, you know? I guess, like, everybody contemplates things. We just do it and record it, you know? So it's pretty neat, man. You're right. That's an awesome way to look at it.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Good times.
So let's get back to present time, 2016.
All right, let's do
our
this.
Beautiful times. Hop in this bitch. Goodbye, ancient Greece. Goodbye, Pat Sajak.
See you later.
All right, we made it.
We made it.
It's
awesome.
fucking working. This time machine's going good now. I think they might have. I didn't yell. I didn't yell at Todd, but I kind of rose my voice a little bit, and I was stern with him. I was Daniel Stern with him. And I was like, we got to get this time machine fixed, man. It's getting dangerous. You don't want to send your hosts back to some prehistoric time and get us eaten by fucking dinosaurs, do you? And he was like, no, that wouldn't be great. And I said, because you and fucking Rod would have to host the show, and we all know that would be bad. And he agreed with me, and he said that he would work on it. So I think he did it. I guess we'll find out next Thursday, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Today was good.
It was.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Joey, thank you as always.
Mikey, it's a pleasure.
Pleasure is all
Theirs, actually.
theirs. Yeah. The pleasure is all yours.
Motherfuckers.
Okay, back.
The Natural Habitat Podcast.